Lena, and welcome to my first card process video. So for the most part, I record my layout process videos, but I've never thought to record my card process videos, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was making a card and I said, you know what, let me turn on my camera and see how this works. And I think it came out pretty good. And, the only thing is next time I will zoom in a bit more because I'm a bit further away because it's set up, my camera right now is set up for my layouts, which are 12 by 12. So next time we will fix this issue. So for now, let me tell you what I'm doing. So the card roughly measures 5.5 by 5.5. It measures 5.5 by 5.5. So I'm using the crepe paper close knit collection. And I love the patterns in this. And this card is actually for my grandmother who is turning 80. And I decided to use the close knit collection because it's about family and it's about love and that's it. But, even though the pieces that I'm using don't indicate anything about love, well, a couple of them do. I liked the hominess. I don't know if that makes any sense. The hominess and the kind of like, this is gonna sound really bad, but the grandma-ish kind of tone to it. Like it's just very soft and subdued, and that's totally my grandma. So that's the line I decided to use. So that yellow doily I got from Michael's, and I got a whole pack of 25 of them, and I got them in a bunch of different colors. The tags are from, I think they're from the collection kits. No, I'm lying. They're from a cut apart sheet that I cut out. And I just hole punched the top of that pink one and I left the one on the other side. And so now I'm just going through the 6x6 paper pad and I'm going to pull out a sheet. I'm just going to cut a little sheet, a little sliver of it because I feel like the card needs something else. And that's about it. And I'm going to distress with, I don't show it on camera, but it's the Ranger Distress Ink in Pumice Stone, which is my go-to color. It's definitely my favorite. And I think I mentioned that every single time I use it. So if you guys didn't know, it's because you guys weren't paying attention because I mention it all the time. I'm kidding, but I do mention it a lot. Okay, so that die cut there is a die cut piece that I cut with my Silhouette Cameo, and I'm just using my fine line bottle, which has got some Tombow Mono adhesive in it. And so that fine tip applicator lets me really get into the die cut instead of it just spewing everywhere. So I'm just going to add that to my card. And so I also cut out the butterflies. I have a couple of large ones and some smaller ones. And I also cut out some leaves, but the leaves don't make it. Yeah, I want to use them. They're just not for this card. They will make it onto another card, but not this one. So I'm just going to add some wet adhesive. I always mess up that word. And stick down that butterfly. I'm only gluing down the middle of it because I'm going to fluff up the edges a bit after this card is done. And just so it has a little bit of dimension to it. It's not so flat looking. So these are also pieces from the cut apart sheet. So one of them says good for one giant hug. One says $1 for a kiss. That's going to end up going on the top. Yeah, so really cute pieces. Really enjoy this collection. I enjoy anything crepe paper, but that one says #1, I think, something like that. Anyway, so I'm gonna add the 80, and as with all my thickers, other than the foam ones, I'm going to add some wet glue on the back of it, just so I know that it's secure and it's not going to go anywhere. I really love those cameos too. There's quite a few cameos in that ephemera pack, and you know what? it would have been fitting to use. They don't make it onto this layout. It didn't go. But I'm going to use it on a layout or a card. Did I say layout before? On this card for my grandmother. Um, I'll make something else for her because cameos totally remind me of. I keep saying grandmother, but she's my nonna. I'm Italian and I call her nonna, so that's how you say grandmother in Italian. So, because when I was a lot younger, my grandmother had brought back a piece of jewelry for me from Italy when she went, and it it had it was a cameo. So they always remind me of her. So it's pretty fitting. They just don't make it onto this one. So I decided to add in a little pop of red, and so that was just a branding strip off of one of the 6x6 sheets that I used. I think it was on the cut apart sheet. And it's just like a kind of orangey red with a pink polka dot on it. Really pretty. And I end up adding a few more pieces tucked in, that little tag. It's just going to peek out. I end up adding, I'm going to try to add a little bit, a smaller banner, but that doesn't make it either. It was just too much and the placement wasn't working. So I'm going to pull out, well, maybe it does make it. Oh God, I totally lied. Okay, so I layered the two banners. I'm sorry, guys, forgive me. So I pull out my red sequins now, and the sequins that I'm using is just kind of like a transparent sequins, and it was just fun, and that's what I'm using. And I'm using that with my wet glue. After that sucker is dried, it's not going anywhere. So I add a few pieces, and I'm also at the end going to pull out my Heidi Swap gold spray and call it done. Um, well, the front of the card anyway. So now I'm going to work on the inside of the card, and I just had this small little strip of paper that was just like a remnant from one of the strips that I cut, one of the pieces that I cut, and well, I'm taking forever here. I'm just going to add it onto the inside of the card. Oh, there it is. I'm just going to add it to the inside of the card. And then I'm going to stamp a sentiment, a very generic sentiment that just says happy birthday since it is her birthday. And I'm using Tuxedo Black Memento ink for this. And I think I'm looking for my stamp block. I'm gonna stamp it in the bottom, like off to the bottom. Well, the bottom, but off to the right corner. So it's very simple. The inside gives me lots of room to write my message to my nonna. I'm just going to put the stamp away and then I'm going to glue everything together. So the panel at the top I popped dot so it had a lot of dimension. And that is it. I thank you guys so much for watching. And if you like my card process videos, let me know and I'll continue to make them. Thanks so much for watching and we'll talk to you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.